Central Update is presented by Drayton Resort and Casino.
Bad news for the Warriors earlier as Draymond Green missed tonight's action. The first game he has missed all season long, played in the first 19, but right now he has left calf soreness. And he's going to receive an MRI tomorrow when the Warriors return to the Bay Area. Here's what he had to say about his calf on his own podcast, The Draymond Green Show.
My thing coming into this season, like if I'm healthy, I'm on the court. And that's been my mindset, and I've played in every game. Over the last few games, I've been a bit beat up, but still feeling healthy enough to get out there on the floor and try to help my team. Yeah. And over the last couple of days, since I started to get this calf tightness in my left calf, I'll be 100% honest. I'm a little afraid, like to go through what I went through 2 years ago and missed 3 months. Like I'm a little afraid right now. But in saying that, I have confidence in our staff. I have confidence that I'm getting ahead of it right now because I just got all these crazy symptoms, and I don't need to ignore every symptom. Every symptom that I have right now currently, ignoring those symptoms, I know where they lead me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want them to lead me there. So if I can catch it right now and miss a game or 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to missing 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, it's better to do it now.
The smart thing to do is to catch it right now while I'm already getting these symptoms. And so that's kind of where I'm at with it.
All right, nobody knows their body better than Draymond Green, right? So the left calf soreness, he'll receive the MRI tomorrow when they land back in the Bay Area and get ready for the Rockets on Thursday. Sounds a bit serious. Sounds that Draymond Green is worried and that this could be not a long-term injury, but maybe a couple weeks that he may be out of action. Who knows?
I mean, what I heard from him is it reminds him of what happened 2 years ago, where he, thought it was a calf strain and it ended up being something that led to him missing a couple months of action. So from that regard, it's more like PTSD, saying I'm afraid of this being something more serious. But at the same time, I'm happy that we're catching it early so we can fix it and not let it be something worse than what it is. So it's encouraging that the Warriors are able to catch that. Obviously, with the PTs, they've been able to bring guys back on the floor. So those are things that you can count on. And you can also feel good after a game like tonight because a lot of guys stepped up in Draymond Green's absence. So the way you see it is with Draymond Green out, the young guys can get more play. And when he comes back, they can be better and more whole when he gets back on the floor.
Yeah, anytime you're apprehensive about any part of your body, it's hard to go out there and play confidently. That's kind of setting yourself up for injury. And that's exactly why you have an MRI. So the imaging will tell you exactly what's going on, get the information, and then you take the proper steps from there. So Draymond's doing the right thing. He's got experience, as you said, Bonte. No one knows your body better than yourself. So that's the right thing to do. As Festus said, a lot of guys played well tonight, but they did miss Draymond. Especially down the crunch time, where I think the Warriors have to really think about getting into sets. And I'm a biggest fan of 5 out and motion basketball, but the last 3 to 4 minutes of the ball game, when you get in half-court sets, you have to have sets to get into, target certain guys, not only the shots you want to, who's taking them, but targeting certain defenders that you want to go at. So they've struggled there. During this 5-game losing streak, the crunch time numbers are not lying. That's been a big struggle for them. So they have to get back to maybe some practice time and work on that execution.
And Draymond Green was off to a great start this season, shooting 40% from the three-point line and 43% overall from the floor. But tonight, as we look at the team stat comparison, the Warriors dropped 36 assists. They out-rebound Denver as Kevon Looney had 11 boards in his first start of the season. They did commit 8 turnovers in the pivotal third quarter. Gave up 22 points off of those turnovers, so they're -9 in that category. Denver a +13 from the free throw line. But after the game, Steve Kerr was hot about the no call on Christian Braun after the game. Here's Kerr presented by BMW.
Yeah, Brown called a timeout. He dove on the floor. He rolled over. Everybody saw it except for the 3 guys we hire to do the games, and that makes me angry. This is that's a technical foul. They don't have a timeout left. It's a technical foul. We shoot a free throw. We get the ball. We got a chance to win the game. They all told me they didn't see it. He dives on the floor and rolls over, and he goes, timeout. It's up to the referees to see. That's why we have 3 of them. Somebody's got to see it. So that made me mad. With that said, that's not why we lost. We lost because we didn't close again. You know, it's like the 5th game in a row where we've, you know, maybe not all 5, but most of these games in this stretch, we're not closing, we're not executing, we're not making good decisions, and it's got to improve.
I mean, it was an 11-0 run. I mean, are you mostly blaming this on the offense? Like,
Yeah, we turned it over a couple times, but you know the fouling 3-point shooter. They shot 35 free throws, so I thought we played a hell of a game for the most part, and guys played their asses off. You know, they're competing and they're trying, but we can't send them to the line 35 times, and so I think we're trying too hard. I think guys are closing out, and they're closing out without any discernment about what's about to happen. You got to close out and challenge, close out to the side. If a guy makes a shot, he makes a shot. But we can't send a team to the line 35 times and expect to win a game against a great team. So we got a lot to work on. Proud of the guys for their effort. We had a lot of guys who really came up big, played well. But if we're going to be a good team, and I think we can be, we've got to learn to execute and close games.
What did you notice from the third quarter with the turnovers?
I think what happened was, I looked at the stat sheet, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. We had 18 assists and 1 turnover. We might have had one more for a shot clock violation, but only 1 miscue because we were hitting singles. And then we turned it over 3 or 4 times in the last few minutes of the first half and gave up a 12-point lead because we tried to hit home runs. And this league is unforgiving. If you think you're going to, get on a highlight reel, show everybody, what a special play you can make, it's going to be a turnover. We got to hit singles. We got to make simple decisions, and when we do that, we're really good. But when we try too hard, try to make plays on our own, we get into trouble, and that's why we ended up with 15 turnovers in a game where we had 1 through 20 minutes of the game. So I didn't feel like they were forced by the defense either. No offense to Denver, but I'm going to look at those turnovers, and I might see 1 or 2, but almost all of them are unforced. And so, part of being a good team is decision making. It can't just be about talent or whether you make shots or not. It's got to be about decision making. We have to become a better decision making team. And, that's what's frustrating right now is poor decisions are leading to poor possessions, which is leading to this losing streak. So that's what's happening.
What went into stats rotation?
All right, that's Steve Kerr. He was hot about the Christian Brown non-call there. Our Toyota poll question of the day: as a fan, scan that QR code. Biggest issue Warriors are dealing with right now? No reliable number 2 scorer. 56% voted on that one. Defense regression, 23%. Tighter rotation, 21%. How's the fellows here on the panel? You're looking at me befuddled there.
Well, I say A, B, C. Where's D? D, obviously, was the decision making.
Exactly.
And turnovers.
Fouls.
Inopportune times. Mm-hmm. At halftime, they had 5 turnovers. We said if they, keep it to that number, that will help. They wind up having 10 in the second half, and just at the wrong time.
Yep.
And I can watching the game. What Steve Kerr is saying, sometimes when things are not going well, you try and do it on your own. So it's a positive mindset, but it's not the proper way to go about it because you wind up getting yourself in trouble, over dribbling, turn the ball over. And then, what sticks out more than anything he's doing his 5-game losing streak is execution, the last 3-4 minutes of the game. Steve called it decision making. And the inconsistency of getting into sets at the end of the game. I told you, Nelly, back in the day, we'd have, we'd play up and down a lot. But the last 3-4 minutes, he had certain plays against that particular team. We call them go-to plays that we're going to, try and attack a certain defender, and from our standpoint, get a certain player shots. I think they need to start thinking about doing that.
I mean, there's always that segment in practice where you do the last 2 minutes of the game and you play against the other team's sets. I thought the Warriors were playing incredible basketball up until the last 3-4 minutes. And what changed was fouls. They started to get fouls on the other team. They fouled a 3-point shooter on one end. You fouled Jokic on the other end. these things started to pile up. And on the other end, offensively, they weren't getting the same quality shots they were getting. The bench was incredible there in the second half. They were scoring at will. GP2 had a corner three. You know, Moses Moody had a turnaround jumper. These things were all hitting, but once you lose that rhythm, you lose the flow of the game. And I thought the Warriors then turned into one-on-one basketball. Then all the bad things happened at the same time. You turn the ball over, you're getting fouls, and you turn. It just turned into this, you know, this muck-up of a game where the Denver Nuggets feel good walking out of that game. But the Warriors, look at all the numbers. Everything looks good, and it looks like a game the Warriors should have won.
So this is game 20.
Yep.
First 10 games, 8-2. And I kept saying that post-game and pre-game and, you know, that defensively they were very predictable. They were playing great on-ball defense. They were not getting themselves in rotations. They were rebounding the ball exceptionally high level. Top 5 in offense and defense. In these next 10 games, they're 4-6. All of a sudden, defensively, seems like they're getting really beat off the dribble more into the paint, collapsing. Teams are collapsing their defense, creating high-quality shots. We've seen multiple teams make 10, 15 threes against them. Tonight, Denver got to the free throw line a crazy amount of time.
35 times, Willie.
So to me, the first 10, very predictably offensively and unpredictable defensively, unpredictably offensively to the opponent. Now they seem to be predictably defensively, but offensively almost unpredictable to themselves. They don't know what they're going to. So a little apprehensive, indecisive offensively these last 3-4 minutes during this 5-game losing streak. But this is part of the season where they need to regroup, not panic, get a decent day of practice, get your confidence back. As Festus said, a lot of good individual performances, right? A lot of things you can build on, but you don't get that positive reinforcement until you get a win.
Yeah, well, Jonathan Kuminga, there was a positive. He started in place of Draymond Green. Steve Curry elected to go with Kevon Looney to defend Joker, Nikola Jokic, of course, and then J.K. got to start at the 4. You know what? He played very well. Eric Congo, 9 of 18, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. I thought he was composed, but more importantly, Fezzi fell. No turnovers tonight for J.K.
That is right there what I love to see. J.K. driving to the rim. I thought he did a great job with the 2-ball tonight. You know, they say statistically that you're not supposed to take that mid-range jumper, but I love J.K. in the mid-range. I think he does a great job really, you know, bringing a different element to the game. When he's in the game, he can drive to the rim. His speed and athleticism, obviously, it differentiates him from the rest of the guys on the roster. So he can do that. But at the same time, his scoring also, he gets a lot of shots in that mid-range area. I thought he did a great job being aggressive there. But from the start, you could feel J.K.'s energy tonight.
Yeah, 9 of 18, only took 2 threes, 2 wide open threes. And as Festus said, you know, analytically, you know, teams want to take away the 3 and the layup. So there's a whole lot of real estate in between there. There's a lot of wide open shots. If you work on them, they are actually layups. A wide open 9-foot shot is way better than a contested layup.
And we've seen him hit that shot consistently over the years here. J.K. has that in game. Again, I'm impressed, though. Out of the 15 turnovers, he didn't commit 1 tonight. Let's hear from J.K., who's at the podium right now in Denver.
Taking care of the ball, not fouling shooters, and just get organized. That's been the biggest. That's what we've been losing for the last couple of games, you know, just not maintaining our score at the end of the game and not taking care of the ball.
How frustrating stretch is this? I mean, it seems like it's all late game stuff where you guys are kind of giving up.
Just we don't get organized quicker. I think the more we do that faster, we're gonna pull the win. But it's something we're gonna work on. We're gonna figure it out.
How good did this type of opportunity feel for you? And obviously, the minutes play and all that.
Feel great, you know. Just going out there and just feeling free, just playing, and just focusing on winning. You know, the rest will handle itself. But you know, I'm just excited and I'm happy to be out there most of the time. So.
You had some really under control mid-range shots. Off the last, it looks like even Draymond on the bench was kind of hyped up for those. How much has that been part of your progress as far as shooting the ball lately, those mid-range shots?
I think it's been around since my second year. I've been just working on getting there. You know, there's a lot of people going to back up and worry about me taking a 3 instead of taking a 3. You know, go let's take a shot that I'm more comfortable with or getting to the rim. So.
You kind of see there at the end of the game.
Like I say, we all out there running around trying to figure it out. what to do, So
Did you see Christian Brown trying to call timeout when he dove on this ball?
nah, I wasn't looking at that.
Jonathan Kuminga, 19 points. We can laugh a little bit here. I'll tell you the Warriors post-game live because we're getting ready for the knockout round, Willie and Fezzi, of the Emirates NBA Cup.
I'm just warming up my throat right now.
Toyota Warriors Post-Game Live is brought to you in part by Service Champions, heating, cooling, water, and electrical services. And by your Bay